It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. Episode 191 of the Sleeper Sports Media podcast. This is Nick Wietosh for Sleeper Sports Media and No Dirt Sheets, and we have a stacked show today. I am driving to Charlotte, over 2 hours away, so I might just yap for the whole dang time. I am safe. I have my phone on a phone holder, and I am safe. I have the blank background, and I'm just going to go off rip while we drive to Charlotte. I've never been to Charlotte before, and I'm going there for a work trip. So we will just yap and yap and yap. Let's see. We already got one person watching. So if you're on Rumble or YouTube, looks like you're on Rumble. Again, I don't know if that's me technically watching on Rumble or what, but hey, it is what it is. Thank you to whoever is watching and viewing. I hope you'll leave a like, and I hope you'll follow. Also over on the platform that Rumble partners with, and go subscribe. I don't think I've even set a subscription amount yet, but that's a way that you can support the channel. So along with the NXT preview tonight in this episode, for this episode, NXT, also Raw review, SmackDown results from last week, and Collision results from last week, even though I did not watch Collision. And we'll also go in on the idiots on Facebook. And in fact, that's what I want to start with. I am so sick and tired of people on Facebook constantly just being so stupid when it comes to posts about wrestling. If you're in a wrestling group and you feel the need to comment in said wrestling group and just poke fun and make jokes about and laugh react at stuff that has no sense of this is a joke or this is for laughter at all, you're a piece of trash. And people that just give their picks, that's fine, that's cool. But instead of just saying blah 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 is the winner, or blah 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 is the winner, blah 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 is the winner, in separate comments, just give your actual predictions and say why you think they're going to win in one comment. And also, another thing, if you're going to be an idiot and, again, willingly join and be in a wrestling group and active in the comments, active on my posts specifically, that I always see them do this, and they say blah 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 or blah 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 is the winner, blah 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 or blah 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 is the winner. Fuck you. It's wrestling. We all know what it is. And if you seriously are so lonely in your mom's basement at 40 something years old that you need to go onto Facebook all day, every day, and sit there and play around and say that blah blah and make your picks for a wrestling show, but sit there and joke and basically say without saying that it's fake, and you can be right. You're a piece of garbage, and you shouldn't be on social media. But that's all you'll ever do, because that's all you do. So the Facebook people, I think the Facebook crowd for wrestling is worse than the Twitter crowd for wrestling, and that's saying something, because the Twitter crowd is half of these 40-year-old overweight, obese virgins living in their mother's basement and saying all this creepy stuff about Blake Monroe or any one of the other women in down in NXT. I mean, it's pathetic and it's sad. And Facebook might take the cake for stupidity. Sadness and creepiness definitely goes to Twitter, but stupidity goes to Facebook for sure. So this is just ridiculous. It makes me not want to post into Facebook groups, but yet that's the only way that I can actually get and make money off of Facebook. So that's why we continue to post into Facebook groups. And it's what it is. I mean, it's ridiculous, but we move on. We definitely move on, and we're one of the few that, again, actually report with common sense, and we We don't listen to the junk that's out there, and don't go off of whim or whatever the hell else. So for all your wrestling coverage, please subscribe and follow No Dirt Sheets and Sleeper Sports Media. We will never lead you astray. Um, we are we not just WWE. We for AEW, we cover TNA, we cover the Indies, everything. 360 degrees of of entertainment on my side, but wrestling wise, it truly is 360 degrees across all 50 states. If there's wrestling out there, there's a chance that we cover it, and if we don't cover it, we are willing to add to it, and that's from Sleeper Sports Media and from No Dirt Sheets. So, without further ado, we're gonna jump into the SmackDown results from was that the 20th on Friday, where we kicked things off with Drew McIntyre cutting a promo taunting Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu from a suite. And this just sparked some chaos. And of course, I missed it. I was coming home late Friday night. I was actually buying a Switch for the release of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green that come out this Friday. And some other unfortunate circumstances have led me to returning the Switch, and I will be delaying getting them, but I'm going to get a Switch too, and we're going to go from there. So, unfortunately, I did sell my PS4, so no Minecraft streams for the foreseeable future, but that's okay. So, McIntyre was up in the suite, enticed Jacob and Cody. We know that Cody is in the chamber. We know that Cody's probably going to win the chamber, and we know that Jacob will somehow be added into that match for WrestleMania. At least that's the way that I would go. That's the way that I see this going. And that is as of Tuesday, February 25th or 24th at 10:32 in the morning, where we're driving to work and running this. So we kicked things off though with singles action, or wrapping up the Drew, Cody, and Jacob. It doesn't matter who is in the chamber. Trick Williams honestly should get it because he is over. I just saw a post with the official graphic for the men's chamber match and saying about there's 5 faces in this match, and then the one heel that gets reactions like he's The Rock from 1998. And they're absolutely right. Trick Williams is absolutely over. He has charisma. He has it. He has comedic relief, and he can go in the ring. He has the look, the charisma, and the in-ring capability. And he can talk on the mic. Push this man to the moon. Why is this man not getting the Cody Rhodes treatment? Why is this man not getting pulled back behind stage saying, I want to strap a rocket to your fucking back from Triple H? It is stupid to not do that. So hopefully they get some common sense between now and Chicago, and they jump onto the Trick Willie train, and when we see some push for Trick Williams and for LA Knight. LA Knight would be a great choice as well, but I don't see how they don't give this to Cody, because he's kept himself in the Drew McIntyre and WWE Championship vortex too well to not win the chamber and then go on to WrestleMania. Thankfully, he won't be night 2. He'll be on night 1. He'll probably have to suffer through that as the night 1 main event, which once again takes away from the women's world title being in a main event spot, which we have not seen since Sasha and Bianca at WrestleMania 37. And then before that, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte versus Rhea. Charlotte and Tiffany opened up night 2. Jay opened up night 1. So those were the Rumble winners last year. And then you fill in Cena and Cody was the main event of night 2. And then what's the other one that I'm missing? I mean, men's women's WWE and WWE. The triple threat, Rhea, Io, and Naomi, were in the middle of the show. I think before or after Jacob Fatu. I think that was night 1. or was it night 2? Who even knows? A point being that they should not say the Rumble winners earn a main event shot if they're not actually going to be put into the main event. Same with the Chamber. Michael Cole last night could not stop saying that Jay Uso was trying to get back to that main event spot by qualifying and then going on to win the Chamber. He's not going to be in the main event. His cousin's going to be in the main event. And then his brother from another mother is also going to be in the main event, unfortunately. It's ridiculous, but it is the way that it is. And it's getting old. And again, I said it last time. I'll say it again. They need to do a draft, and they need to actually separate the talent and keep the shows separate until they would come to a PLE. And then you should have the GMs working together on like 4 or 5 weeks, the last month building up to the pay-per-view, have the GMs working together to put 4 matches from each show onto the card for the pay-per-view and double that whenever it's 2-night. And it should be starting with the championships. I mean, you should start with the world titles, go to the mid-card titles, and then go to the tag titles. And all the titles, if not every other title, should be defended on every other PLE, but of course they're not. Again, Jey Uso, one half of the tag team champions, is in the Elimination Chamber trying to get back into the main event spot at WrestleMania for a singles title. Why are we wasting spots on him when he's a tag team champion? And I get it, Jimmy's going to be out, in and out because of Naomi and everything like that, so that's fine, I get it. But why put the titles on them if this was your plan? They have one defense, and they've been champions now for a month and a half, roughly. That's enough of the title picture debacle right now. We go to our opening contest, Ilya Dragunov and Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga would pick up a win after an interference from the MFTs, as we, of course, saw coming as they always do. Jade Cargill would cut a promo, and then Kiana James would qualify for the Women's Chamber, which was shocking to me. I can't believe they actually gave her the spot. And I don't think they'll actually have her do anything with that spot, which sucks because she's fantastic. The call-ups this round, they have not missed. I know Kiana James was called up a year plus ago, but with her injury and everything, she's just finally now being able to actually wrestle and whatnot. So the last rounds of call-ups, and Kit Wilson being in a singles by himself, with his partner on the shelf, going up against Obafemi was also great. Then we saw the women's, more from the women's. That's Tiffany duking it out there. Then, of course, Trick Williams would also qualify. We would main event the show with Randy Orton and Aleister Black. So the rest of SmackDown was nothing to write home about at all, besides Trick getting a big pop and coming out. Cody and Sammy had a backstage segment where Cody told Sammy that it's his fault, blah, blah, blah. And Sammy was yelling at him and then went up to Cody and apologized. The crowd was booing and booing and booing and booing. And this just further proves, A, Cody should not be in the chamber. B, Cody should not win the chamber. And C, Cody should not be near the title until he crashes out and turns heel. And that's just the bottom line. Tiffany Stratton would defeat Alba Fire, which was the singles match. She gets ready for the chamber. She's in. Obafemi defeated Kit Wilson. Like I said, Kiana James qualified for the Elimination Chamber by pinning Charlotte Flair. She would also defeat Nia Jax. And Jade Cargill vowed to journey to Raw in her hometown to Atlanta to hear Liv Morgan's choice for WrestleMania, which we will get into once we get to the Raw review. But that was SmackDown from 220. It was what it was. Talent-wise, I would say SmackDown is clearing Raw out of the water right now. And I know Obafemi goes back and forth because he hasn't made his choice to sign to either brand yet. But but I mean that is it is what it is on there. We got some chatter. Um, thank you. If you're still watching, I know you told me not to go live, but like I said in the beginning, I am safe. I have it on the phone holder since your car actually has the phone holder thing, and I don't know when you joined. 4 minutes ago, looks like you joined. Um, but yeah, I'm safe, so don't worry. Um, I was going in on the idiots on Facebook for wrestling, for the wrestling side of people that just sit in their basement and chirp about wrestling. So I was going to do the collision results, but I'm not, zero interest is sparked with AEW right now. Um, they just rinse, wash, and repeat with the same feuds, just like WWE does. But the talent over there in AEW is so subpar. I mean, it's getting pretty sad that the Evolve roster is right up there with AEW main roster talent. And if you're wondering, for those watching on YouTube, I see there. Yes, I did stop and get some energy drinks. I got 3 for the next 3 days. Um, and I got a 3 primes, and I got a Slim Jim, the Randy Savage edition. Shout out to Slim Jim. And I got a bag of Ruffles. That's gonna last me for the next 2 days until I get home. Which is gonna be great. Let's see. All right, so I got all the full chat showing. 2 people watching. Probably one on Rumble, one on YouTube. Um, so yeah, the SmackDown was what it was. I think I said last night in my review for Raw, I gave it like a 5.6. Pace wise, it was really good, but other than that, there was nothing to write home about. I'm shocked that they didn't have Io Sky win her Elimination Chamber qualifying match. This was the go home show for Monday Night Raw, and of course, it did not feel like that at all. We only have 4 matches set for the Chamber. Now we know all 6 competitors. But the results for Monday Night Raw, we had Cody Rhodes open the show. Of course, he's in Atlanta. Of course, he's going to be there. Thankfully, he was interrupted by the Vision. I don't know if he got to talk at all or if he was interrupted right away. But the Vision would come out. They would start the action off with the men's Elimination Chamber qualifying match, where Jey Uso would pick up the victory over Bronson Reed and the original El Grande Americano. Bronson Reed would go on to have a distal tear of his bicep, and Michael Cole did confirm that he would be out of action for indefinitely. And I did look it up, and that recovery takes about 3 to 6 months. So another member of the Vision is on the shelf, which really, really sucks. First it was Rollins, then it was Breaker, now it's Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker, it looks like he could be back sooner. It's up in the air with the timetable for the hernia that he had. And Rollins is likely to be back fairly soon, I would say, right around. I mean, we're 53 days away from WrestleMania, so maybe they'll bring him back leading up to it, just to sell a couple more tickets, just like they tried to do last night with teasing us of The Undertaker and AJ Styles going at it one more time at a WrestleMania. But we know that the Taker would just come out to announce that AJ Styles would be going into the Hall of Fame this year alongside Stephanie McMahon. So the men's chamber qualifying match, Jey Uso, the final one to qualify, and that was that. We'll go over the chamber. 191 of the Sleeper Sports Media podcast. Find it right here on Rumble and YouTube. Then all posts and articles across the various channels and platforms, either Patreon or NoDirtSheets.com for those. The next part, Liv Morgan would make her WrestleMania choice. would have both champions come out and would kind of play into her acting ability and tell Stephanie that she was right, and basically ending it saying, I could choose you, but, and then looked at Jade and then swung on Stephanie and she dropped like a sack of potatoes. She dropped like a brick. Between her and Maxine Dupree, I don't know which was the better sell and which would make Big Jim proud for the sell on that one. I mean, both of them were crazy. So Liv picked Stephanie. Jade basically showed up and then left. Again, Liv Morgan has been doing phenomenal work, both in the ring, on the mic, and just acting and facial expressions since she's returned. And that title with Liv is going to be up there where it needs to be. But with Stephanie, there's no promos back and forth because we can't understand a word she's saying. So what is even the point of doing the build that they've done this far? It's been pretty bad. And we've seen why it's been bad. We've seen why it's been subpar. Why that title means nothing, and it has meant nothing. Naomi and Liv, the last two champions. I mean, I guess Rhea was in there as well. Io Sky was in there as well. But if you think about it, the last year, 2 years, that title has flip flopped between Rhea, Liv, Io, Naomi, and Stephanie. And Liv and Naomi have been the only two that have actually elevated that title to any sort of the means. And Naomi was doing fantastic work, the best work right now up to this point in her career, getting the title back and then having that cut short. And of course, it went right to Stephanie. It is truly insane. And the only reason I'm okay with Liv not actually getting the main event spot, even though she won the Rumble, and they say that it's for a main event spot, is because Stephanie, the way she can't talk on the mic, you got to be able to talk and be a champion. I mean, Sami Zayn is a better talker than Stephanie Becker, and that's only because he actually knows English and he goes out there and still talks about nothing. But at least I don't need subtitles whenever he's out there talking about nothing. So Liv Morgan made her choice. We got 2 matches made and set for WrestleMania 42 in Vegas, 53 days away at Allegiant Stadium, April 18th and 19th. I'm excited, but I hope that the build improves and gets better. I mentioned it before about Maxine and Natty, or Maxine being also one of the two that sold the way that they did. But we had Natty versus Maxine Dupree once again. It ends in confusion, I would say. Ends via or referee stoppage, but they declared Natty the winner. Usually, would that not be a disqualification? The way if the ref has to stop it, not just give the winner, because it wasn't a count out, it wasn't a submission, it was just plain old referee's stoppage. So that, and I saw this last night. I agree with it. Becky spent 7 weeks elevating Maxine Dupree and the Intercontinental title. But elevating Maxine Dupree, now it's been washed away in the last 2 weeks with her facing and losing to Natty. Speaking of Becky Lynch, she would send a message to AJ Lee ahead of their Women's Intercontinental Championship match at the Elimination Chamber in Chicago, basically saying that AJ Lee has done nothing and she's going to get the retirement that she doesn't deserve from the person that actually holds the division up and blah, blah, blah. In true Becky fashion, she ends it with, it's not just me saying that, it's Sports Illustrated, Bleacher Report, blah, 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 blah. Brock Lesnar would make his return shortly after we see Javon Evans with Offset stand face-to-face with the New Day, who's Xavier Woods was seen wearing a cast. So he is injured. I know Fightful was reporting that a little bit ago whenever they released their, which this is a great idea, released their full rosters, breakdowns, both men's, women's, for Raw and SmackDown, along with the tag divisions as well. So Xavier Woods is injured. Grayson Waller, who grew a goatee for whatever reason, maybe to throw us off the case that he is the masked man, because the second to last time we saw the masked man, um, we know that he had I think the facial hair was out. So I still think it's Grayson Waller. I know he appeared last week on Raw, but he didn't reveal himself. He could have. My guess is, I don't know though. I don't know if we'll actually see that. I don't know if we'll see him at the Elimination Chamber or reveal himself, or how we'll do that, or if we'll have to wait till the Raw after the Chamber to do that. Finally, see who it is. But I think they're going to ramp it up and finally show us who it is, because of the injuries to Bronson Reed now, along with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker adding to the division, becoming the new stable and faction called the Shelf. That could be why Paul Heyman was out there with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is in the division adjacently, but we saw Brock Lesnar come out and basically have Paul Heyman state that um, the main event spot is always and forever will be Brock Lesnar, and that he is now having an open challenge for WrestleMania, and no one in the back has the balls, no one in the back has the audacity, and no one in the back will accept Brock Lesnar's open challenge. The crowd went on to chant Oba, 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 for Oba Femi, and I agree. I think it should be Brock and Oba Femi, but I have a feeling that they're going to shoehorn Gunther into that. They're going to shoehorn maybe Royce Keys into that, um, depending on when they actually get him onto the screen, whether that be in NXT, whether that be on Raw or on SmackDown. But we will see. I know he was a guest on Stephanie McMahon's podcast. Um, so hopefully soon we get some answers. Maybe tonight he shows up. Uh, at this point, we don't know. He debuted at the Rumble, which was, for all intents and purposes, a month ago from Saturday. Um, so it's like, why debut at the Rumble and then wait to see where he's going to go? He should go to the Raw roster, just like Obafemi. But I have a feeling one of them will go to SmackDown, one of them will go to Raw. I hope Royce Keys doesn't have to go to NXT. He could use the promo work before he debuts on TV, but um, yeah, he would help out the Raw division, I think, right now. We would go from the Raw division. Speaking of the Raw division, we would go from Obafemi during a Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman promo to Obafemi. This was earlier. He would have a backstage segment with Rusev after Adam Pearce saw the crate and told his production person to put it back on the truck and send it right to Chicago, and then him and Nick Aldis would open it together. There's talk out there that it could be Danhausen. There's talk out there that it could be, I think it's died down that it could be Chris Jericho. Apparently his contract with AEW has been frozen, so we won't be seeing him back in WWE anytime soon. It's hilarious that I just saw a post the other day about AEW talent that has been off of TV for the amount of time that they've been off, and Britt Baker is also on that list. I'm assuming that her contract is frozen as well. Every time Tony Khan is asked about it, he just says, "I expect to see them back here soon," and that he loves them, and that he, blah blah blah, whatever. I wish he would just let the people go that don't want to be there. I mean, look at Wardlow. He's been on the shelf and missing in action for feels like years now. Going on a year plus at least, because I know he returned at Revolution. Was that last year when it was in LA? And now he's a full year and he's been out yet again. Um, Wardlow, I think at this point, Wardlow joining the Vision would also be good. Um, him and Braun Breaker are so similar, and I think that would be the 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 choke slam spear combo would be absolutely insane. I don't know what that would look like. I don't know how they would do it, but what they could do, they could have Braun Breaker spear someone so hard that they go up in the air, and then they get hit with a choke slam from Wardlow, and you could have the spear choke slam or power slam, whatever he does. Um, that would be fire. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it would look as cool as what I think it would look like, but that would be great. But CM Punk would address, and it's hilarious that WWE.com has it listed as Punk verbally assaults Finn Balor and Roman Reigns. He didn't verbally assault anyone. He came out and said the same exact thing that he says every single week, and that was pretty much that. I mean, Finn Balor also, once again, cut the same promo backstage. What if I never lost back in 20 blah blah blah? What if I never lost in Ireland? What if CM Punk loses Saturday? What if CM Punk isn't the best in the world? Blah blah blah. Rinse, wash, repeat. They once again teased the Judgment Day breaking up, saying we see Finn telling Dom that he needs to worry about himself. That when both JD and Dom were out injured, he did it all by himself. JD apologized for last week and basically said he wants to see Finn become world champion. So could we see JD and Finn turn face when then Dom and Liv go their separate ways? Liv also posted something on Twitter, 4 pictures of Dom and herself, saying 2 people that have never done anything wrong in their entire lives. And it's hilarious that she sounds like my 8-year-old who says that exact phrase. I would never do that. I've never done blah, blah, blah a day in my life. CM Punk and Finn Balor likely will be the main event for the Elimination Chamber in Chicago, and it makes all the sense in the world to do that. My guess is since Cody is in the match, he'll either open the show, which would surprise me, but opening the show with the men's chamber, then doing honestly, well, who knows? Who knows what they'll do? I could see them opening up with Becky and AJ to get the crowd going for the women's Intercontinental title, and then going to the women's chamber, and then going to the men's, and then going to Punk and Balor. They could also do the men's chamber last, and Cody could, I'm sure, pull his strings, throw a little bit extra onto CM Punk's payday for that to not main event in Chicago. But at the same time, it is Chicago, so I have a feeling Punk will be the main event, and I know that's going to eat Cody alive. So maybe that's when Cody turns heel, to get the spotlight onto him. Cody turning heel in Chicago just so the crowd won't care about Punk would be very on brand for Cody Rhodes. Just like it would be very on brand for the WWE to have Rhea Ripley, a tag team champion, who is in the Rumble, looking to get a singles title. Yes, a tag team champion. It would be very on brand for them to have her win as well. Rhea and Jade, would it be a good match? Yes, it would be. However, I think that they're going to do, and they have to do something big for the tag titles, both for the women's side and for the men's side. I want to see the women's tag titles defended. I would love to see it in a ladder match. I saw someone somewhere say the first ever 6-pack eliminator match or something for the women's tag titles. Io Sky or gauntlet match, I guess WWE calls it, but Io and Rhea running a gauntlet through 5 other teams would be great. You can add any stipulation you want, but it should not just be a one-on-one match for the tag titles. It should either be a ladder match or a multi-woman tag match in some way, shape, or form. Again, my early WrestleMania 42 predictions after the final spot for the chamber goes to Raquel Rodriguez, who would defeat Io Sky and Kairi Sane in the qualifying match there. Early predictions for WrestleMania 42 are, of course, night one will be main evented by, or I'm sorry, opening match. My guess would be Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. We know that night two will be main evented by Roman Reigns and CM Punk for the world title. And then, of course, Liv Morgan and Stephanie Baker, I think, will open up the show on night two. And then, of course, Jade versus the winner of the Chamber will be on night one. We know it's not going to main event night one, but I could see that one opening the show on night one there. As far as the women's chamber goes, anyone but Rhea and anyone but Tiffany, I would be all for. Kiana James, Raquel Rodriguez finally getting a spot in the chamber, and Javon Evans, very new, and Trick Williams, very new to the main roster. So it's full of talent that is young, we're finally getting a spot to shine singles wise, which I'm pumped for. Raquel and Jade would be great. It would further go to show that they are seriously dragging out the breaking up of the Judgment Day along. Same with the Vision at this point. I mean, who else are they going to add to the Vision for them just to get hurt and then have to add someone else? At this point, it's the opposite of the Don Callis family. You join the Vision, then you get hurt. If you don't join the Don Callis family, you get hurt until you join. Same with the Death Riders. So, yeah, 42 predictions, like I said, are there. We got 4 people watching, so thank you to the 4 people watching. 3 on YouTube, 1 on Rumble. I wish more people would watch on Rumble, but hey, it is what it is. I would honestly do what I say here. Opening match, I would do Jade, Alexa, and Charlotte. Alexa Bliss is in the chamber. You could have her win, and then Charlotte play into this. I'm fine. I'm not jealous type of thing, and then finally turn on Alexa as we know that she eventually will. That's my 42 predictions. Probably way too early. 53 days out. We have 2 matches officially set. Hopefully we get 2 more added, and then the main titles are out of the way. And then from there, you just break down and add on to the with the mid card titles. So let's see here. Man, we're still about an hour and a half away. We've only been going for about 40 minutes, which is insane. I figured this would help the drive go by quick. It has not. But I'm going to go for another 20 minutes or so, and then throw a podcast on or something here the rest of my way to the hotel. And I did bring my Fire Stick, so I will be doing my best to watch NXT tonight. I might even go live on Rumble for an NXT watch along. I'll have to see. I did bring my phone stand. I did bring my charger. So I did not bring a laptop, so it might be a little tough. There we go. Rumble 1. Anyone watching on YouTube and Rumble, please like and share. I'm really trying to grow on Rumble, so if you can sign up with the link below, and when you sign up with my referral link and start to post on Rumble, it does help me out, and I earn some credits there as well. Back to the end of Monday Night Raw, we saw AJ Styles come out. It was promoted like you would never believe. For someone that retired a month ago, is still being heavily pushed and talked about. And we would see AJ Styles come out for his career to be honored. We would see his family at ringside. And then we would also, of course, get the news that the Undertaker would deliver, which was AJ Styles is going to be in the Hall of Fame. The pretty much the day he officially retires, um, he would be put into the Hall of Fame alongside Stephanie McMahon, which it's rightfully earned, it's rightfully deserved. But is this Undertaker's thing now? He's going to be the one to let you know when you're in the Hall of Fame. And it was reported out there that AJ Styles did not want to go into the TNA Hall of Fame until he was done wrestling. So he very well could be um, placed into the TNA Hall of Fame as well, meaning he would be a two-time Hall of Famer in the same year. And joking about that last night about The Rock, with AJ Styles going into the Hall of Fame for The Rock, which is crazy. But we know what The Rock is waiting for him to put himself in the Hall of Fame 4 or 5 times a year, or 4 or 5 times in 4 or 5 years, which is hilarious. But so Raw was okay. Again, it was a 5.6 or 6.5 out of 10. I forget what I actually graded. 5.6 out of 10. We did not get much of really anything that we didn't already know or already see coming. So again, if your life is so pathetic that you have to go onto wrestling pages and willingly join the wrestling groups on Facebook and sit there and comment, make snide comments that wrestling is scripted and you saw that coming a mile away, to someone that is reporting it and is actively trying to grow themselves as a reporter, but yet you listen to pages like Sportskeeda and this and that, whatever, and all of the bogus dirt sheets out there. That's just it's just shut up and leave the groups. Don't be that person. But Monday Night Raw was what it was. Nothing really exciting. For the fact that it was a go home show was just sad. And now we will with that one we look forward to NXT tonight. I don't know if they've announced anything on the website. I don't see anything, but let's go to WWE, see if they've reposted anything. They do have the graphic out for both the women's and the men's chamber. I'll get my vertical made there. AJ Styles Hall of Fame has been announced. Let's find NXT. All right, let's see. Wild card. We are wild cards tonight. Huh. There is something new on the CW following the episode of SmackDown tonight or NXT tonight on the CW. We will see wild cards featuring NXT's talent tonight at 8 on the CW. That is very interesting. So we know Vengeance Day is coming up. That is the next PLE for NXT. That's on March 7th. Tatum Paxley will be going up against Izzy Dane for that Women's North American Championship. That will be on Peacock, of course, and also internationally on Netflix. Here for NXT tonight, tag titles. Dark State versus the Vanity Project. I don't know who anyone is, the Vanity Project, so just the Vanity Project there. North American Championship, Ethan Page versus Miles Bourne. We got that one going down tonight. Chase U, former tag team partners, Battle of Chase U. Again, I don't know who anyone is from Chase U, so there's that. And then what else do we have for NXT tonight? There's Vengeance Day, the poster. All right, here we go. Let's see. Keanu Carter goes on one-on-one with Sean Legacy tonight on NXT. And that looks to be about it. Thea Hale and Blake Monroe, they go one-on-one. This is a speed tournament match for the women's side of things. Speed tournament or speed championship match, a triple threat, first ever triple threat, 7-minute speed championship match for that speed title. Let's see, who is it? Jasper Troy, Eliola Flair, and Steven or Step Up, please. What? Eli Knight, yes. So that very, very stacked episode of NXT tonight. Hopefully we get more for Vengeance Day. I see Ricky Starks and Joe Hendry will go one-on-one for the NXT title at Vengeance Day, which is March 7th. So that is in Orlando. I don't know if it's going to be at the PC or if it's going to be at an actual arena. Let's see here if they tell us. I'll have to go onto the website and look at that, see that. But it just says Orlando. So that very well could be held at the PC. So, which is fine. Doesn't need to be at an arena or anything like that. The Amway Center or whatever that arena is nowadays called in Orlando. So that is pretty much it for let's see, we're 46 minutes. We got only two people watching. Hopefully this does okay. Any more comments or chat? We do got one. Okay. What's up, Peter? Again, so I can't. I see you joined 5 minutes ago. Hopefully, you're still watching. One of the 4 people watching, commenting on YouTube. I love it. Thank you for joining. New to the chat. I appreciate that. And I am driving, so I can't really read the username. I just see the number, so 6641. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you'll sub and share the show out. As I'm heading to Charlotte today for a work trip, but we would love to have you back here on the chat as we do these fairly often. Do them when we can, and sometimes the shape and form changes a little bit, but of course we will do our best for sure. We'll definitely do our best and keep the entertainment up in reviewing everything WWE and AEW here and there. But right now, I just focused on the chamber for WWE, and then the AEW focus will primarily be whenever there is a pay-per-view and doing predictions for the pay-per-view versus like the weekly shows, just because they're the same thing every single week. It's Kyle Fletcher, zero aura, zero presence. Kenny Omega, zero presence, zero aura. But that's a whole nother thing. I got to ramble here for another 12 minutes, which we know that if there's anything that you know or should know about me, it's that I can ramble. I definitely can ramble. That's how I met my beautiful wife, who I think is probably still watching. Maybe, I don't know. There's only one person now watching, and I think that's just me being in the Rumble app itself. Which, hey, that's I guess it's motivating to see any numbers. But Peter, if you're still watching or watch this back, thank you for joining at whatever point you did join. I know it was 7 minutes ago. I was late to seeing your comments, so I appreciate it. But maybe you'll get the notification tonight. Join tonight if I decide to go live for an NXT watch along. And then tomorrow we'll do the same for Dynamite from the hotel. So another 10 minutes before we wrap this up, and I can snack on my chips as well as throw some music on and drive the rest of the way. I have still about an hour to go, hour and 15 to go. So that was SmackDown results. Didn't go over Collision. I didn't watch Collision, so I'll watch it back and then talk about that maybe tonight if we decide to go live for NXT. Um, but we will see. Elimination Chamber. I guess since that card is finally set, I could go over that. I know I have to save the graphics anyway. Get those posted out there. So again, World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk and Finn Balor. We have the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Again, I would love to see Becky retain and keep that Intercontinental title going and going and going and going. I think maybe she does win on Saturday and she cheats to win so that AJ Lee still has a, hey, Becky, you beat me, but you cheated to win and you had to do it in my hometown. So I want another shot at WrestleMania. And then we prolong this feud and we get AJ Lee to win at WrestleMania. Or we could have AJ win and then Becky use her legal team as she's been tweeting about to get a rematch for WrestleMania. So that one is going to go down that way. And then the Women's Chamber, of course, they finally have the full graphic up. Kiana James, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Tiffany Stratton. This is tough for me to pick anyone but Rhea and Tiffany at this point, just because Tiffany has not changed up her gimmick, her shtick in any way, shape, or form. She needs to turn the clock back or spring forward and get out of Tiffy time. She needs to change time zones and get out of Tiffy time and do something new, do something exciting. We're at 51 minutes. We got 9 minutes to go, 9 minutes to ramble. And then, of course, the men's elimination chamber match. Jey Uso, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and LA Knight. I think this would be a way. Again, there's five baby faces in this match and one heel. And I think either Randy Orton will hit Cody with an RKO, prolonging him eventually turning heel, or we could finally see Cody eliminate Randy after, once again, just like he did to qualify, he took advantage of someone hitting Sami Zayn and taking Sami Zayn out, Drew McIntyre. And then went in after Sami Zayn to let him know that he does anything necessary to win, and that's why he's been champion before. Blah 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 blah. But we will, of course, we will see what goes down, what happens on Saturday night at the Elimination Chamber in Chicago at the United Center. First time there's been a WWE PLE at the United Center in 30 years, which happens to be Elimination Chamber to coming to this weekend. And then, of course, Clash in Italy finally has a logo. I believe let's see, they put it on the ticket part. So that is going to be following Backlash, of course. Let's see, where is it? WrestleMania, Backlash. Did they finally upload? They did not. They have not uploaded the Clash. What are they waiting for? They showed the logo last night on Raw, but the Clash in Italy is not there. They don't have. That's crazy. They still have the European Summer Tour logo. They're going back to the old school look for logo wise, which is great, I guess. But there's no old school feel. That's for sure. Want to use Attitude Era logos, but give us pandemic era product. Actually, today's era is worse than the pandemic era, just because we had that big fight feel, and it was special every Friday night to tune in, even if we were looking at computer screens with people's faces on them. But I mean, my God, Roman had the pandemic era feeling like it was It was the Attitude Era for real, and we're hopefully going to get back to that soon. Um, the way things are going, I'm hopeful that everything will be restored, and Roman with a title will have another lengthy title with the World Heavyweight title. But I hope that he shuts everyone up and he is defending that title at every PLE. I hope he's there every other week to cut a promo. I hope he's there every other week to scout his opponents. As they do number one contenders matches, they have him sitting up in a suite or something. I also hope that they give us locker room segments of Roman and the Usos all as champions again. That would be phenomenal. That would be great.
Pardon? No command was heard. Press the talk button and say a command.
I don't know what that was. Hopefully it didn't mess with my audio on the show here. My car is hearing stuff. I don't know how it heard me do anything for the voice control.
Pardon? No command was heard. Press the talk button.
All right. Hopefully it's fine. Yeah, there we go. All right. Hopefully it's fine. Hopefully my audio is not cut out here. It's still showing the microphone there, but we will try to go here for another 4 minutes. So hopefully the watch time is not bad with how many people jumped in and jumped out. I know I saw at 1.45, maybe 6 people were in here from YouTube. Still only 1 in Rumble, so I don't know how their discovery works. But eventually we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. So I just got to get more people onto Rumble. I know not many people know about it. Maybe I'll join more Rumble groups and just share the stream out there. But I still cannot thank everyone enough. I know we got someone new from the YouTube side of things in the chat there. And then, of course, my wife watching. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the streams and shows and everything else in between. I'm going to miss you over the next couple of days that I'm in Charlotte. 2.5 hours away is the longest we've been apart for the last 8 months, which is insane. I think that I've almost been living in North Carolina for a year now, and a year away from everyone in Pennsylvania, which is again insane. But it is what it is, and I could not be happier down here in the beautiful state of North Carolina. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait, absolutely cannot wait to see what goes down, what happens for the rest of this year, and everything else in between. And as far as wrestling wise, hopefully the builds will get better. I mean, again, 53 days away. We have 2 matches made. I hope that March they pick up the pace and they give us matches. They give us matches right off the bat, starting with the Raw after the Chamber. We know that Roman Reigns will be back on the Raw after the Chamber. We know that Brock Lesnar will be back March 16th, so on Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. Now that would be hilarious if Stone Cold came out and answered the challenge or was featured on Monday Night Raw. But man, I miss 2 years ago. The build to WrestleMania 40 with The Rock on TV and all the Easter eggs they gave and beating Cody's ass in the rain. That was great. That made for great TV. And now here we are with just the subpar builds, the lackluster talent, matches being made. Qualifying matches were blah. You got people getting hurt left and right. And it's not a great spot to be in right now. And again, I don't know what TKO is thinking with the ticket prices being where they're at, with aligning with the product that they're putting out. And I know TKO has nothing to do with the product. I mean, it could be that it's Triple H. It could be that he's just answering to he's answering with people that are more involved and wanting to be more involved. I didn't think that before, but at this point, I don't know what. I mean, because you see people that he was fond of in NXT go and leave the company now and choose not to resign. The whole debacle with Karrion Kross and Scarlett, and everything else in between. But that is going to wrap it up. We just crossed the hour mark for episode 191 of the Sleeper Sports Media Podcast. This is again Nick Witosh on Rumble and on YouTube, and we will have our NXT preview at some point later this evening. We will have our NXT preview video at some point later this evening, and we will also have potentially another live stream this evening and tomorrow evening, just to see what a live watch along would do for both the YouTube side and the Rumble side. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how that goes. But again, this is gonna wrap. We're gonna wrap it up here. I still have an hour and some change to get to the hotel and to get changed and then get to work. So we'll be back when we're back. I'll see you when I see you. And of course, go to Patreon for the results, as well as NoNerdCheats.com. We will get the next ones out later this evening. So thank you for watching, viewing, and subscribing. Please share this out, like it, comment, like all the things. Like I said, check out the links in the description below. Sleeper Sports Media, Patreon, NoNerdCheats.com, and of course the Rumble referral link for me helps me out so much. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you later tonight, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and here we go.